Hello everyone and thanks for hanging out with me. Today I want to compare Renault Twingo ZE Electric to the Volkswagen eUp because they're similar cars, city electric cars, and they're similar price and the benefits from the one to the other. Starting price for the I have to look. For the Twingo is on the website 23,790 euros in Germany. And for the eUp, which you can't buy right now because so many people are buying it and they can't deliver, the starting price is 21,420 euros. So that's 2,000 euros less. You can spec it up, of course, and then get similar features and everything. But let's talk about why you would want this or this, and I want to go through everything. And I drove both cars for 2 weeks. I had the Twingo just the last 2 weeks. I gave it back 2 days ago, and I had the Volkswagen eUp a year ago, March of 2020, for 2 weeks. I also drove around 2,000 kilometers, so I know both cars a bit. Let's go from the stats. The eUp has a 32 kilowatt hour battery, the Twingo 21 kilowatt hour battery. So of course WLTP range in the eUp is more than in the Twingo. That's important, of course. Power is very similar with 80 horsepower. Consumption is also very similar. But also you can see in the car that they're both from the normal fossil car, so the normal ICE car converted into electric. That's with both, and that's fine. When it comes to size, the eUp is a tiny bit bigger, but not a lot. The trunk, just a tiny bit. What's important is that the Twingo is rear-wheel drive, the eUp is front-wheel drive. Also important when it comes to the battery with charging. Twingo only charges AC with Type 2, but 22 kilowatt. The eUp can charge Type 2 with, I think, 3.6 kilowatt. And but it can charge CCS with 40 kilowatt. But when I tested the car, I never got above 35 kilowatt, and it's only in the bottom. Then it goes down a bit. And you might say, yeah, that's way better. And in the city, and when you do one charging in between, it's true. eUp is way better when it comes to charging. When you do longer drives and you have to charge a bit more, the eUp battery can heat up, and then charging speed just goes down, and then you're barely charging as fast as the Twingo. And the Twingo has a fluidly liquid cooled battery. The eUp doesn't have that. Also, what's different, the display in both cars when it comes to speedometer and everything, it's similar. It looks a bit more old-fashioned in the eUp, I have to say. I like in the eUp that you can put your phone there, and there's a USB right there. You have this holder, and it can have an app, and then you can do navigation with it. Because you don't have navigation, that's a big thing. You don't have any screen in the eUp for navigation, anything. In the Twingo, you have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and you have a normal navigation in there. It's pretty nice, I have to say that. From gear changing, it's very similar. Regen, they're also very similar. So drive-wise, they're very similar cars, but of course with the rear-wheel drive it can feel a bit different than with the eUp, but it's not so much power. There's one thing more, it's a turning circle. The Twingo has 8.6 meters, but the eUp has 10.6 meters. So that's a bit better in the Twingo because it has rear-wheel drive, and it's such a small car, and the eUp has front-wheel drive, so you cannot turn the wheels that much. But again, you have to decide what's better for you. For me, I would prefer to have CCS, not because the charging speed is better, and it is better, 35 kilowatt to 22, but also when you do a longer trip, then you have more CCS than you have Type 2 in Germany, at least. And at home you can still do a type 2, it's just slower. And at home I think that's fine, or at work, because you don't do 200-kilometer trips every day. For me, the eUp is a bit better when it comes to this, but in the Twingo, I really like the screen and that you have Android Auto. That is really nice. But then in the eUp, you can put your phone there and use this. I wouldn't use the app. The app is only good to have information about your consumption in a nicer view. You can have it in your instrument cluster, but then it just looks a bit better. But then you can, of course, use Google Maps the same way in Spotify. You just have to touch the phone, and the phone is then in use. You cannot use both Android Auto and the phone when you're alone, or you have two phones. That's the thing that you have to decide which is better for you. I prefer the eUp, and not because the Twingo broke down with 10% on me and it was an empty battery. It has nothing to do with that. Just overall, it also felt a bit better, closing doors and everything. It just made more sense. And to not have CCS charging, it's just weird. That's my opinion. You make yours. But that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.